Hello, dear partners. Welcome for our last webinar of the year. It's so lovely to see you today. And let's first of all check connections that you can see me clearly and you can hear me clearly. So please put pluses into the chat so we can see that connection is quite good. Hi, Shumrooj.
Hi, Tetiana.
Great. I can see that our partners can see you. And welcome one more time. Today, our webinar dedicated to one of the most remote paradise in Maldives, South Palm Resort Maldives, that is located in Addu Atoll, right, Shumrooj?
Yes,
And
that is
Shumrooj, sales and marketing manager of this property, and today he will in details explain to us about this beautiful and wonderful property. Our webinar today is dedicated to our sister property. As you know that under umbrella of Intour Maldives, we have another company that is called Roam Maldives. And Roam Maldives is responsible for the affordable rest in Maldives. So we propose here like good 5-star, 4-star, 3-star properties, the ones that will give opportunity to travel to Maldives with different kind of a budget. And South Palm Resort Maldives, it's exactly property like this. It has very affordable prices, and we wanted to highlight and talk about South Palm because it's really beautiful and unique, and Shumrooj will explain to us which unique sales points it has. And also it's dedicated to the Fly Dubai flights that will start in February, and we will talk about it a little bit later. So Shumrooj, we will see you a little bit later. Now we will have a small news from Maldives destination. Cool. So we will continue with our news, and just it's the last webinar of the year, so I collected to you only good news to have very nice vibe, because just in the day after tomorrow we will have a Christmas, right? And all of us already has this festive moods and start to feel cozy, and all our homes, I believe, already decorated with Christmas, New Year, Christmas trees. So only good news today, no bad vibes. So one of the wonderful news that I want to share with you, it's Maldives are back on track. Actually, they was never out of the track, but if we compare Maldives before pandemic times and now, so we can tell 100% that they are not only growing, right, but it's even beating their own records. Let's say like this. So right now, Maldives Airports Company, they stated that Vilana International Airport has received an all-time high amount of private jets this year, resulting in 53% increase while compared to 2019. So actually, if we see the arrivals of private jet in 2019 before pandemic, and now it's actually 53% increase. So it's really amazing, and I think that pandemic played a very good thing for Maldives, right? They not only not stopped receive tourists, but they also develop very much, and also increase in numbers, not only in tourism, but also in the flights and everything. Right now, as I know, if before pandemic, they have approximately like 15 flights a day. Right now, it's 30 flights a day, like coming to the destination. And the next very nice news is that on 20th of December, Maldives welcomes their 1,600,000 tourist arrival, and with this one, Maldives reached and achieved their tourist arrival target for 2022. So it's also very lovely to hear. And this 1,600,000 tourist visitor is from India. It's actually not a surprise, because India is #1 market right now to the Maldives. And yeah, so that's it, like this. And it's so good to hear and to see our partners who take part every time in our webinars. It's lovely to see Paulina, Marta, Tetiana that is joined us from Georgia. And it's so good to see you guys that even when festives coming, but you are still decided to take part in our webinar. I'm very, very happy to see you. And the next very nice news that we have, I don't know, did I share it on previous webinars, because October was quite busy month with the traveling. So Maldives got the award of world's leading destination for the third year in a row. And it is really a big triumph for the nation, because as you know, Maldives is a tiny, tiny country that is located in the middle of Indian Ocean. It's only 1% of land, and I think it's one of the most unique countries in the world. It's like my personal opinion. And 3 years straight, this small tiny island country won the award of leading destination for the whole world. It's really amazing, and it's really I'm really thrilled, because in Maldives we played also a big role as one of the biggest and best operators in Maldives. So it's really cool thing. And I also want to thank you as well, because I know that all our partners that visit in our webinars, Maldives is one of the top sales destinations for you. So I think that it's done by your hands as well. So thank you for you as well, dear partners, that Maldives reached to this point. And here we come back to the topic of the Fly Dubai flights, why we have today our webinar that is dedicated to South Palm Resort Maldives, because it's located in Gan, and Fly Dubai will operate flights from Dubai International Airport to Gan, and it will be also combined with Emirates on some of the code share on this road. And the price actually for business class will start from 1,600 US dollars per seat, and for economy class fares it will start from 550 US dollars. Why it's important to have at least one property that is close by to the Gan airport? Because you know the logistics in Maldives is quite complicated, and when tourists are arriving to Male International Airport to Villana, to come to the deep south, it will take like a very long, it's like 1 hour with something flight, if it will have some stops on the way with domestic airlines, and then you still need time to go to the property by the speedboat, and it's also take a lot of time to go. So it's like, but South Palm Resort, it's located close to the Gan International Airport, and when the tourists arrived exactly to this airport, they will have very short road, and they will have their time in the paradise. What is most important also, why tourists should go to the deep south of Maldives? First of all, they will cross equator. Second, it's because the marine life of Addu Atoll is totally different from different parts of other Maldives, because it's already like below equator. So the marine life, nature, it's a little bit different, and the fishes and marine life that they will see there, it will be also totally different. And I believe that Shumrooj will explain how many dive sites and snorkeling spots they have close to the island. So it's really must to visit part of the Maldives. And also, as I remember, last year Addu Atoll also has the UNESCO, they are part of the UNESCO Biosphere retreat as well. So now it is a protected area, because the marine life is very unique there. So UNESCO right now protecting this area as well. So it's really important to visit this part of Maldives, especially for the tourists who are already very experienced with the destination, and they will ask you like, what is new to see in Maldives, where we should go. So south of Maldives, before it was like very difficult to reach it, and some of the tourists, they were hesitant to go, because when you have a long flight, 8 hours or 6 hours or sometimes 12 hours, nobody wants to arrive to the Maldives, go another like 2-3 hours to the deep south or to the deep north, right? Right now they have direct flight to the north, to the south, and they have opportunity to explore exactly this part of Maldives. So the flights are like very nice arrival times. It is like they will arrive at 4 o'clock, and departure time is also nice. It's like at 11 o'clock. So they have like a full day stay, and then they can depart back. And on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, arrival will be in the morning. It's at 9:15, that you have a full day still in the resort, and departure is at 10:15. So the timings are also very nice. Yeah, and here we will go back to the statistics to finish our good news and everything. So statistics of this year is closing with 10 top countries. And what I see in change, it's only South Korea that is appeared on the 9th place, but the top 5 remain the same. Oh no, United States moved to the 6th place, and it's Italy who won the fifth, because they have direct flights right now from Italy to Maldives. So our top 5 is India, Russia, UK, Germany, and Italy. And then they are following by United States, France, Spain, South Korea, and Switzerland. I think the last webinars, I was also talking to you that I'm quite surprised to see US in the top 10 countries of the arrival, but right now I'm quite surprised to see South Korea there, because it's like also very tiny country, and they managed to get into the top 10. So my dear CE countries, now we have a challenge with you to get into the top 10 arrival countries next year. Okay, we will do it. I'm sure about it. So that's it. This is our news from the Maldives destination. I hope I give you a good vibes and good mood. And if you will have any questions about destination, anything, you have my contacts, and you can write also your questions in our chat, and I will be delighted to reply to you. And from this point, I will pass the word to Shumrooj. Hi.
Hi.
Now I will pass the word to you, and you will share information about one of the most unique places in Maldives. And I'm also very looking forward to hear it as well.
Yeah. So thank you, Tetiana, for the wonderful introduction of Maldives, and you have actually highlighted very few important points about the destination and how to get here and everything. So first of all, let me just give you a small introduction of who I am. I am Shumrooj. I work in sales and marketing in South Palm Resort. So I have been working here ever since this place opened. Even before this place opened, I've been working here. So I very well know the challenges that we face and the markets that we work in and everything. So to start off, let's just give you a brief introduction of where we are located exactly. Um, so, like Ms. Tetiana mentioned, we are located in the southernmost atoll of Maldives. So, Maldives is actually, as it is, very remote place, but even within Maldives, South Palm Resort is actually in the most southern tip. I'm not sure if you can see where I'm pointing it right here. This is where Maldives is. So, uh, I mean, this is where the Addu atoll is. So to get here, historically, it's been a very long flight from Male to get here on the domestic flight. So this has always been a sort of a challenge for us, because coming into Male and then another flight from Male to here, which takes around 25 minutes, this has been our biggest challenge up until this moment. So, but with the beginning of Fly Dubai, as Ms. Tetiana mentioned, we will have a very big advantage over our peers, which brings all our clients direct to Gan Airport. So Gan Airport itself is in the Adu Atoll as well. So that right there is Gan. This right here is South Palm. So that's just 10 to 15 minutes boat ride from Gan Airport to South Palm Resort Maldives. So as Ms. Tatiana mentioned again, the rates are quite very attractive. So I believe it's not even $550 anymore. The rates are starting at around $450. I think it's a promotion very close to the beginning of the flight on February 4th. So now the rates are slowly coming down, trickling down, in order to encourage everyone to book the flights. So I think it's very good. It would be a very good idea to look at this as a possible option for your clients as well. And there's another thing about crossing the equator. So historically, the Maldivian Airlines has been giving out these equator crossing certificates, which will be given to all guests who will be joining them on the flight across the equator to the southern part of Maldives. But I am happy to announce that this will also be given out by Gan Airport for all the clients who fly from Fly Dubai over to Adu Atoll. So upon their arrival, they will be given a certificate similar to the one that's on the screen right now. So they will have this memory all throughout their life of crossing the equator, which I think is something very special because crossing the equator is not something that everyone can do, as I'm aware. So in addition to that, clients who are traveling from the Mali sector, I want to highlight there are a few things that we provide as well. The complimentary access to the VIP lounge will be provided on arrival in Mali Airport until the connecting flight through the domestic airline Maldivian. So that is actually one of the things that would make their journey a bit more, easier, so that they can just wait inside the lounge until their flight comes. And in the lounge, I think they provide buffets for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So they will also have something to eat if the waiting time becomes too long. Okay, so now let's move on to the unique selling points of South Palm Resort. So I will go a bit further into this. I think you may have seen it also in the video that Tetiana was so kind to show us in the beginning of the webinar. So the first thing would be the floating spa rooms in the Kurumba Spa. Now, that is a first in Maldives. How this works is we have a lake in the middle of the island. So inside the lake, there are floating rooms where you will need to take a little boat over to get your massage and your therapy sessions and everything else. So this is a very unique thing that's not been practiced anywhere else in Maldives. And I'm not sure if it's even possible anywhere else in the world, but I might be wrong. But I've never seen this implemented in the world. So, and further to this, there are 32 unique dive spots in Adu. That's actually our atoll is 15 kilometers across, so it's a relatively small atoll. But in this small atoll, we have 32 unique dive spots, which are very famous. Adu Atoll has been world renowned for its dive spots, and one of those dive spots is the Manta Point, which is the only dive point in Maldives where you can see manta rays all throughout the year. So there are spots in Maldives like the Hanifaru Bay in Ba Atoll where you will see a lot of mantas, but it's only a seasonal thing. I think it's 3 to 4 months every year where you get the mantas in the Hanifaru Bay, but the rest of the year you won't be able to see them. But here in Adu, we are able to see manta rays all throughout the year. And our dive team reports that it's 99.99% guaranteed that you will see manta rays at this point. Maybe 5 or 6, not big schools like in the other parts of Maldives, but there's always a chance to see them here. And also the dolphins, we have very wonderful dolphin cruises that go two times a day, uh, and the dolphin sightings are 100% guaranteed. I don't think they've ever come back without seeing a dolphin. There might be maybe once every 1,000 times that they've gone. So the dolphin sightings are very, very, successful excursion that we have. Um, and Ms. Tetiana also mentioned the unique biodiversity of Addu. Now, Addu Atoll is actually, as she mentioned, a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. So we actually have very, very big patches of seagrass here. Seagrass is actually something that attracts a lot of fish who are in the nursery stage of their life. So the difference between other atolls and Addu atoll is you will find an excess of smaller fish in Addu atoll, not so much the bigger fish who you will be seeing in other atolls. So the fish they come into Addu atoll to. I'm sorry, did I just lose you? Oh, I'm sorry. I think the connection has a bit of an error. Anyway, like I mentioned, the bigger fish they come into the atoll to reproduce, and the smaller fish they stay in the atoll. Um, so you will find a lot of even sharks, like baby sharks, are more common in Addu atoll than the bigger sharks. So there even the white tip, black tip sharks, and the nurse sharks. You will mostly find the uh, smaller, the baby ones inside Addu atoll. So it's actually a very unique experience for everyone. And I think we can move on if nobody has any questions. If you want, if you have any questions, just type your questions in the comments, and I will be more than happy to answer answer them as I go along. So if that if if no one has any questions, I'll just move along to explaining about the villas inside South Palm Resort. So to begin off, we have our beach villas. Beach villas are our most in-demand room category, but also the rooms that we have in the most. We have 60 units, which are all situated on the southern side of the island, the atoll side. So this means that the beach in front of the beach villa is the best beach that you will get in South Palm Resort. So as you can see in the pictures, the beach is very private, very unique in terms of the world. I mean, in Maldives, this is one of our key selling points of the whole of Maldives. Private beaches in front of, they're just right in front of your room. So the lagoon is our lagoon is quite large, which makes the sea in front of the beach villa very, very calm all throughout the year. You will not get any big waves or tides or anything of this sort in this side of the island. So and another selling point of the beach villa is the open bathroom floor plan, which I will show you a bit after this slide. So moving on, we have the Palm Villa, which we have 20 units. The Palm Villa and the Sunrise Villa, the key differences between the Palm Villa and the Sunrise Villa is mostly the open bathroom plan and the location of the rooms. Now, the Sunrise Villa is located on a part of the island where you will not have any beach. So that part of the island does not have a beach. The area is a bit rocky. So that can be considered actually our starting garden villa category, because it's surrounded by palm trees and a lot of lush greenery. And so is the Palm Villa. But Palm Villa location has a bit of access to the beach as well. So that would give you a bit of an advantage in terms of selling. And moving on, we have our family villas. Our family villas are 2 rooms in per unit. So the rooms are connected through the veranda. They are adjacent rooms. So these units are very, very large. They have 2 huge bedrooms, and then they have a veranda patio space at the back that's connected to both rooms. In this space, you will also have a barbecue area where you can request to get a barbecue set up there, which will be very private and only within your room. So that is actually a very nice set of features that you can find inside the family villa. And As for the rest of the rooms, we have 28 water villas and 2 units of the all-water pool villa. The all-water pool villa is our most sought-out category, which always almost sold out, as you can imagine, when you have only 2 units with a private pool. And then we have the 28 units of water villa, which is our second. Yeah. So the water villas, as you can imagine, have the staircase that leads into the lagoon, and then you have you can swim around right at the doorstep of your room. So this is where you will find the seagrass. There's big patches of seagrass in this area. Um, you go right down, you go snorkeling, you will find an abundance of marine life here. Most commonly cited is green sea turtles, baby sharks, even some octopus that you can see. This is the main breeding ground for all these animals, which we will see there. Also, some of the stingrays and eagle rays will be very close to water villas. So this is actually a very, very wonderful experience for the guests who stay in our water villas. The turtles come almost every day. Let's just move on to the Kurumba Spa. As I mentioned before in our unique selling point, Kurumba Spa our is a very unique place in all of Maldives, where you will have to take a little boat out onto the massage rooms, which are the floating rooms on the middle of the lake. It's a natural lake in the middle of the island. So this would probably be a very unique experience to any guest has who comes to stay with us. So if anybody has any questions thus far, I will just like to answer them now. And in terms of our food and beverage facilities, we have 3 outlets. One is our main restaurant, the Banyan restaurant, which is which is where you will get the entitled buffets. The breakfast, lunch, and dinner buffet will be served inside the Banyan restaurant, and that's the only place where you can get the entitled meal plan, meals. And but apart from that, we have 2 other outlets: the Moduba and the Kandoliba. The Kandoliba is towards the sunset. It's situated right at the beach. So this is our premium bar, and then the Moduba is our main bar with the poolside. So in both these bars, also you can get a la carte service. A la carte service is available whenever the bar is open. So that will be morning 9 to 12 o'clock at night. So if your guests feel like having something other than the food at the buffet, then they can go to these bars. And speaking of the buffet, about 70% of the food served in the buffet will be all live stations. It will be cooked right in front of your eyes. So this is a very unique thing about our restaurant, the Banyan restaurant. And if no one has any questions if anyone has any questions, you can ask me now, or you can ask me after our presentation as well. And speaking of the dive center, the Southern Maldives Divers is our 5-star PADI certified dive center situated right on the island. So they are very, very good, experienced people who have been in this industry, working in this industry for way over 2 decades now. So they are going to be the best people to go to discover the dive sites of Addu, and they will be able to help your clients with anything they can help you with. Yeah. Okay, so I think uh, speaking of the dive sites of Addu, there's all the dive sites, but I don't think I have enough time to go through all of them, and I'm actually not well versed enough in diving to explain all of this to you in detail anyway. So I'll just move along. But if anyone has any questions, I can pass on the message to my dive team, and they'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Um, and I think that's the end of my presentation for the South Palm. But if anybody has any questions, just let me know.
Thank you, Shumrooj. It was a very detailed presentation, and it really looks like a lovely property. And what I like, I want to highlight it one more time, that it's located very close by to the Gun Airport. So when the guests
Yeah,
flying by Fly Dubai, it's just a few minutes speedboat, and you're
just
already in the
10 to
paradise.
15 minutes. Yeah,
10 to 15 minutes, yes, it's so
yeah,
cool. And the price of this property is very affordable, so it is like a basic very good four-star property. And also it's very unique. You can see a lake, you have floating spa, you have a very unique nature is in deep south below the equator. The guests will be thrilled, I believe, to receive the certificate of crossing equator, because I got mine when I went to Shangri-La when it was still open, and I
yeah.
remember how excited I
Everyone
was
really
when I
loves
got the
this. Everyone really
certificate.
loves this. Yeah.
It's like some kind of a thrill for the guests who
Mhm.
are seeking for adventures and
Yeah,
want to see something different in Maldives. So it's really, really nice
definitely,
place to
definitely.
visit.
Yes.
And I also want to highlight that in tour, I mean Roam Maldives, as a part of in tour, we have a very nice offer from Shumrooj and the property to promote destination, to promote south of Maldives. There is a special offer and special prices for you guys waiting for. So I believe when you will have any request sent in to us, you will not be disappointed with
Yeah,
price wise for you, because we are more than competitive.
yeah.
Let's talk like this. It's one of our preferred partners right now in the deep south for all Maldives. And also we prepared a small surprise for you. So even though it's not a lot of participants today because of the festives, but you guys will have a very nice advantage because we prepared for you a special offer only for the participants. It's like the first 5 bookings that we will receive for the South Palm will receive 1 free night. So actually you can earn it to yourself or you can give it to the guests. It's up to you how you will do it. But first 5 bookings, we will send the flyer to the participants. Once you will send the first 5 bookings, you will receive 1 free night at this property. So it's really nice and generous. Thank you, Shumrooj, and I hope it will give us opportunity to push sales for South Palm.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. I think if you will have any questions, please write to us in the chat, and we will be more than pleased to reply to it. And I have a small question for you, Shumrooj.
Yeah.
The island, I see it's very, very long. Do you have any bicycles for the guests, or it's a walking
Yes.
distance? How it's going?
Actually, it's not very, very long. It might seem very long, but it's actually 1 kilometer from
Oh,
one end to
okay.
the other
Because
end. So it's yeah, from the picture, it's a very narrow and long
yeah.
island. So sometimes the guest might find it a bit long, a long way to walk from one end to the
Mm-hmm.
other. But so we do have bicycles available. Two types of bicycles are available. Some a bit bigger, some are a bit smaller. There's many to choose from. Also, you will get free buggy service wherever you want to go.
Okay.
So
Nice, nice.
yeah,
So the bicycles actually, is it chargeable or it's free of charge? How it's going on?
depends on the package. I think if it's on all inclusive, the bicycles are
Mm-hmm.
included. But if it's on any other meal plan, I think it's $2 or $5 per day.
Mm-hmm.
I will have to confirm that
Okay.
prices have been changed recently, but I think it's $5 per day for a bicycle if
Mm-hmm.
you would like to. Yeah.
And another question that I have, like, we understood that you have very nice reef close to the resort. So is
Actually,
it
not a reef.
accessible? Yes. Is it
Yeah, it's
actually
not a reef.
accessible from the beach, or how long the guests need to swim to get into the reef?
Honestly, we do not have a house reef. The house reef would be a bit far away. The reef is maybe more than a kilometer from the property,
Okay.
so it won't be possible to swim there. So, like I said, but there is the seagrass,
Mm-hmm.
fields that are right in front of the property. A lot
Okay.
of the marine,
So I mean,
animals
it's
are,
about
like,
marine life. So guests can
yeah,
swim and they can see
yeah,
fishes. They don't need
yeah,
actually to have exactly like coral reef because
yeah,
you have seagrass fields.
yeah.
Okay, so it's accessible, right? From
Yeah, the seagrass fields are maybe 20 to 30 meters from the beach line.
okay,
So
okay,
this is where all the sea turtles, all the rays, all the fish, everything is gathered.
and
So if
do
you are,
yeah.
yeah,
And do you have for the if guests decided to go snorkel for the closest coral reef, you have
yeah,
excursions, right, for the
yeah, we do have
snorkeling? So you
excursions.
are
Yeah,
bringing
we
it
do.
daily if they decided to
And
go.
yeah, we do have, and it's probably the most sought after, excursion that we have, mostly because our all-inclusive plan already has one free snorkeling trip included in there.
Okay.
So someone's always going. So sometimes our excursion team, they will, try to persuade the guests to go along with them. And they will, do sales over there and, make it more
Mm-hmm.
attractive for the clients to be able to join the excursions.
Yeah.
And almost every day there's an excursion for snorkeling.
And do you have excursions to Gan, like to the local island, like?
Yeah, we do. We have city tours. We have two different types of city tours because there's one city tour that goes to the island next to the resort, which
Mm-hmm.
would be Midu. Midu is
Mm-hmm.
actually a smaller island with less people, but you will be able to see a lot of the ancient cultural Maldivian way of living and everything. You'll be able to see in Midu. And then we have another excursion, which is the Addu City tour. The
Mm-hmm.
Addu City tour is over on the Gan side of the
Mm-hmm.
atoll. So Gan, Fedu, there's four other islands connected to this side of the island, this side of the atoll. So this will take you on a little, bus, and then you can go over to the Addu Nature Park area. So this is actually a bigger excursion where you will see a lot of the locals and a
Yeah,
lot of
and
culture.
just to highlight to the partners, Adu is actually the capital. Before it was the capital of Maldives, and
One time, yeah.
yes, yes, it was. And actually, to see this place, and it was, I think it was the capital when it was still British colony, right? As I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, that's
So
true.
it has a very unique architecture. I think that still are
Yeah.
there from that times. So it's really lovely
It
place to
was
see.
the Royal Air Force Base was stationed in Gan. So we still have a lot of the buildings and a lot of the monuments from back then. So it's actually a very historical place in Maldives.
Yeah, so this is what the normally tourists that when they are going to Maldives they don't see it because they usually stay to the Malay side or Ba
Yeah,
Atoll, and no, it's not much tourists who is going so deep in south. So it's really unique selling points for your tourists to see totally different Maldives, and it's nice. Yeah. Okay, my dear partners, do you have any kind of questions? Please don't be shy. You are taking part in all our webinars, so just drop your questions in the chat and we will reply to it. And I want to thank you, Shumrooj, that you found time
yes.
and you show and you talk about your unique property, South Palm Resort Maldives. And from my side, I want to say thank you to our partners that joined us today, that just to wish you a merry upcoming Christmas, Happy New Year, to stay with your loved ones and to
Yeah.
enjoy uh, new upcoming year. And
Yes, I
hopefully,
would also like to thank everyone for joining us this close to Christmas and giving us the time to, promote our property as well. And also to Tetiana and the and Roam Maldives team for giving us this opportunity to, the platform for us to, in order to market our property there. Thank you so much, Tetiana.
thank you, Shumrooj. Then I think there is no questions because you was very detailed in your presentation, and also I will send the sales kits that you
Yeah,
shared with me. I will share it with all our partners, so you will have all
yes.
information, fact sheet, photos, videos, and this presentation you will have it with you. And as I mentioned, we have very nice prices for this property. So let's do it. And
Yeah,
to finish the webinar, I want to put again video to those who was late. So we'll have a last
yeah.
beautiful vibe from Maldives of today. Thank you,
Okay.
Shumrooj. Happy New Year
Thank
and
you. Thank
Merry
you so much.
Christmas to
Happy New
you as
Year.
well.
Yeah. To you
And
too.
see you all later now in the new upcoming year.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.